ever tell you guys about the time that I got out of a ticket by...
Oh, I just took 7 more.
By seducing a police officer? I get caught in this traffic jam. This is back when I lived in Arkansas. I was going down the highway.
Was it a chick cop or a dude cop?
Just shut up and I will tell you. Just shut up and I'll tell you. And I drove an SUV, and so, like, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to hop the median and go on the feeder road, which is, like, the access road that runs next to it.
Is that some fancy Arkansas word?
Well, that's what we call it. We call it a feeder road. Fuck you. Listen to my story.
I think it is an Arkansas road.
So anyway, I crossed over to the feeder road.
Fancy in Arkansas. That shouldn't be used in the same sentence.
Wait. Feeder road?
Yes.
What the fuck is a feeder road?
Like a back road?
Don't fucking ask me. I don't fucking know.
I don't like an intrastate or
like a back road or something.
Well, whatever.
Road.
Access road.
It's like feed
access
road.
A back road.
Whatever.
It's a back road.
Feeder road.
I don't develop hick culture. I don't know the fucking difference.
Go back to Arkansas. Read a book.
So anyway, read a book. Yeah. Anyway, you actually have a point there. But besides that, as I'm doing this, a cop decides to drive right past me, and so cop walks over to my window, and it's a chick. So I'm just like, oh, this will be easy. So I roll down my window. And the cop was like, do you have any idea why I stopped you? And I unzip my leather jacket and I kind of partially open the right flap. And I'm just like, no. I was like, what's going on? I was like, we're in a traffic jam. I was like, we're going too slow. I just decided to cross traffic. I was like, is there a problem? And she was like, yeah, there's an accident up here. You know it's illegal to cross this road, right? To cross this ditch to get into the access road. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. And all the while I'm thinking I'm being seductive by kind of partially ripping open my leather jacket. I weigh 130 pounds soaking wet, and I think that it's a good idea to just start ripping open my leather jacket and start rubbing myself. The female cop just starts laughing. And she's just kind of okay.
Okay.
What's your percentage?
She starts laughing. And so, hey, shut up! I'm telling a story.
So you didn't seduce the cop. She has felt sorry for you.
No. She was turned on. I could tell.
Oh, this guy's kind of retarded. I better let him go.
No, she was turned on. I could tell. Shut up. So she looks at me and she was like, okay. And then she gave me the bad boy look and was like, don't do that again. And then she walks out.
I
zipped up my leather jacket and I put that car in drive and I fucking drove on that access road.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
Oh my God. You wonder how many more people saw you doing that she later pulled over and was like, fuck you, ticket.
Exactly.
Fuck you, ticket.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Friendly Fire Podcast.
What's going on?
It's a podcast!
I didn't have any part of it this time.
People live in this apartment complex, guys.
Nobody cares.
She don't know.
They're so loud. But it is episode 22.
22.
Which we had to remind you of before the podcast started.
I
make sure
reminded
you got
myself.
It right.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten it right.
You saw it on the agenda.
Obviously. That's how I know these things. I look at the agenda.
You're a fraud.
You're welcome.
So...
Casual scum.
I'm Logan. Josh is being rude. Who is this
Disco.
It's your turn to talk, Sean.
God damn, man.
Speak, Sean.
That's Sean. Who are you?
Sean.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Nate. And we have a consolidated bunch tonight.
We're 2 men down.
2 men down. They had prior obligations.
Well, in every sense of the word.
Or 2 men up. Whatever. That's all we're going to say.
Yeah.
So,
that's all we're saying about that.
I'm going to start this week. I don't know.
You're not going to start with what you've been playing?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to start.
Okay, go.
Go, fearless leader.
But I've been playing a lot of ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. Thieves Guild came out. I've been doing that nonstop. If you're playing ESO, get Thieves Guild. It's really fun if you like to do the stealth missions. They added some new kind of stealth mechanics. It makes it a lot more interesting to sneak around, be sneaky and shit. So.
Is there a season pass for that?
No. The way it works is you can either buy the DLC individually, or if you get the subscription, you have access to all of the DLC.
So the subscription basically is the season pass.
Season pass is a one-time purchase typically,
Yeah.
and you buy it outright. See, it's $15 a month for ESO Plus, and then you get a lot of perks and all the DLC.
Okay.
So it's like an optional subscription where they give you lots of bonuses.
Okay, so you're still paying like a monthly fee like you would for WoW or.
But you don't have to.
Yeah.
And also, as far as I know, for WoW, you don't get anything special for that. It's just part of having.
That's
the
just
game.
part of having the game.
WoW is literally the only way to play the game is to have a subscription.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this you don't have to. And if you do, you get a. God.
Sean,
Damn
why
it,
do you do this?
Damn it,
Ruined the
Sean.
podcast. No, you get a lot of.
Podcast over.
Basically.
You guys should be used to this by now.
Yeah. But no, ESO Plus, you get a lot of bonuses to a lot of your skills and abilities. You get more gold. You get 1,500 crowns. That's your in-game currency a month with the subscription. And all the DLC access. So it's a super good deal.
I mean, it is a really pretty
Yeah,
good deal.
You get a lot for an optional cost. You don't have to pay for that. You can still get the full game, have a full experience.
Yeah, it's still not enough for me to consider playing.
See, I don't know.
No,
like,
you have a wife and child, 2 children. And so, yeah, you're a
Yeah,
bastard.
you have lots of
fucking bought it,
adulting
You
to
played it
do.
for like 2 days, and you're like, I can't play it.
see, I don't know. I need to give that game another try because when I
So
first played
fucking
it,
good.
I didn't really get a huge opportunity to actually like immerse myself in the game.
It's an MMO, so
So-
you really got to give it some
Yeah,
time
like,
and
and-
invest a little bit. So
And at the time, I had a lot of other shit going on. I'm just like, oh, I can't.
fucking excuses.
Yes, I do have fucking excuses. I
Hate all
don't
of you.
want to hear it. So,
Played Rocket
Yeah,
League.
my name's
I played-
Nate. I take real estate classes.
hey, I take real estate classes. Big fucking deal.
So
Come back to me when I'm worth. Never mind. That's not even. That's not even. A
Not
pun.
worth.
That's not even a pun on my last name. My last name is Worth.
Go back to your fake Arkansas roads.
So why don't you shut the fuck up, Sean? It's a real thing.
All those
That's
feeder
what
roads,
people
right?
call it.
They're-
Fucking feeder roads.
They're back roads.
Nobody fucking asked you your opinion, Sean.
Oh god. In
You're-
division.
you're-
Shut up, Sean.
You're
being-
the only person that's ruined this fucking podcast so
done.
You
far.
are being defensive about the feeder roads that don't exist.
They don't exist! They fucking exist! Shut up!
Oh my god. All right.
And I've been playing the division.
And of course you've been playing.
Of course.
trying to
Right.
get up to level 30, but ESO has taken over my life.
Hey, Sean, guess what? My staples are gone.
Yeah.
You had one fucking job, Sean.
Get a new stapler.
Sean's the worst fucking stapler.
That I know plenty of stores on the feeder road that could help you with your stapling problem.
The,
Yeah.
the state of the industry that I work in is really dire. We can't afford new staplers.
Apparently.
Just IBT things.
Just
IBT.
hashtag just IBT.
I'm gonna bring you a new fucking stapler sometime.
It better be a
I
swing
hate
line
this.
stapler and
I
it
hate
better
this.
be red.
Or I'll keep it for myself and only staple my copy. And everybody else can fuck off.
Have you
Like,
seen
what
my
do we do with our
stapler?
lives?
Have you seen my stapler?
My stapler.
Have you seen my Bitbull?
Disco. What have you been playing?
I maxed.
What are you
leveled,
currently playing?
Yeah, what are you currently playing on your cell phone
Currently,
right
On
right
my
now.
phone right now, I'm playing Hearthstone. But I did get to max level on the Division,
Woo!
and it's been pretty fun. I like the daily missions. The challenging mission is nonsense.
Except when really geared level 30s fuck your DZ.
Yeah, when you go to the
experience.
Dark Zone and people whose gear is so much better than yours that you can't even damage them, that's a little hurtful to the pride.
Slightly.
That's
right,
that's
right.
evidence of mine and Josh's experience last week, where we
And you interrupted me. And I don't know. The Division's been pretty fun.
pretty fun.
Yes, pretty fun.
Pretty fun. I think you
The,
better pick your next words carefully here.
I also like. I've been playing some One Piece Treasure Cruise.
now? Of course.
Hearthstone, obviously.
Snooze.
Been struggling with Hearthstone this month. It's been not treating me well.
How so?
I just have been getting screwed by RNGesus.
R and Jesus.
And then
What the fuck is RNG?
What is that? Yeah.
Random number
random
generator.
generators,
Jesus
also known
Christ.
as RNGesus.
Oh, well, fuck, I don't know these things.
Fucking get with the world, Jesus.
Read a book.
You're
God
the
damn
only
it.
person in this entire group that plays. Well, Pat plays that game, but he's not here. So as
Every
of right
one of
now-
us that is actually me, Sean, and the two people who are not here know what RNGesus is.
Okay, fine.
But
Well, I don't.
completely despite this, besides
And how many listeners know what that is?
tons.
Okay,
Tons.
fine. Whatever.
It's a popular term.
Idiot.
God.
Do you want to explain? I'm done.
You can't.
Comment. Put it in the comments below if you know what RNGesus is, and then if there's no comments, I'm gonna assume none of you know what that is, which means that disco is wrong.
Just explain it, Nate, for the less.
It's fucking
Random number generator.
Random number generator. They
Okay.
call it RNGesus because you're leaving it up to him to give you what you want.
Oh, so like Jesus take the wheel kind
Yeah,
of thing.
essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's not that hard to understand.
Another fictional religion.
But I
Yeah,
played-
it's not hard to understand if you would actually fucking explain it.
Played
instead
a
of
little Rocket League.
acting like a fucking Hearthstone
Rocket League.
douche.
Except fuck Rocket League most of the time.
No.
Got one of the best goals I've ever had.
He did. It
We
was-
saw-
I did see that
we
goal.
saw
It
the
was,
video.
it
We saw the
was
video.
pretty sweet.
Basketball mode is coming in April,
Woo!
Yes, I am
Finesse.
really
which
stoked for
really
that.
makes no sense because fucking NCAA tournament's in full swing or it's almost over right now. So
That would have been a good idea to
It would have been cool to cash on the
Yeah.
March Madness crowd.
Well,
like, hey,
Marketing team fucking up.
Well, it's not really going to last because, I mean, how many people in Rocket League really know how to fly?
not many.
Probably not a lot.
There's not many.
Honestly, yeah.
I don't know how to fly, so I'm not going to be
There's
very
a difference
successful.
between flying effectively and flying in general. I can kind of fly effectively.
Flying
I can
effectively
yeah,
is
that's
different.
I'm not.
I
I
I can fly in
yeah.
general.
Less than half the time, I'll actually get a good shot. So I'm not great at it, but I can do it.
Occasionally, I have like cool little, moments of the spotlight and flying, but other than that, it's not really anything to write home about. So my Rocket League skills are pretty lacking in that aspect.
But you
But
suck.
yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry.
No, kind of. On the ground, I'm fine.
I'm being nice about it, but you fucking suck and you give me cancer.
I do like how
Just because I run into you.
me and Sean and Worth were playing once, and
God.
every time I got rammed by anybody, it was always Worth. That match was a clusterfuck. I couldn't
course
go
it is.
like 10 seconds without being slammed by his car. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I don't mean
10
to.
minutes without getting slammed by Worth. Sounds like typical Nate, if you know
Your
what I'm
words,
saying.
your words, Josh, not mine.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what have you?
Well, you're not
What
denying.
are you doing later, John?
What are you doing? This podcast?
Good.
Just kidding. Don't mean to offend. We're PC here, kind of.
No, I mean,
We're more PC than the people that are bitching about fucking Overwatch.
Oh, God.
More on that.
We'll
later.
get to that later
Less
on. That's.
less
More on that
PC
later.
than fucking.
I think they're way more PC than we
PC
are.
Master Race.
Sean, what have you been playing?
I wonder what I've been playing this week.
Division.
I'll give you two guesses, and the first
Division
one doesn't count.
and more Division.
Division. All Division.
I really haven't been playing Hearthstone that much. Just have been.
Nobody plays that game.
But Division.
A lot of people actually play that game, Josh. What are you
got-
talking about?
I got to level cap on Monday, I think. And then just been kind of doing the grind for gear.
So casually, shut up, Worth.
What the fuck
Well,
is
turn your
that?
phone
Sorry.
down, Sean.
I'm
God
sorry.
damn it, Sean.
Sean.
Look,
Sean.
the number one
I fucked
offender
up.
of Reddit here is
You're-
not here, and Sean has to take his
You're the.
place apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
worse
Put
than
your phone
Hitler.
down.
Keep your phone. Yeah, keep your phone
And
down.
just
Oh,
drop your phone.
I also didn't say that I played a little bit of.
For the love of God, if you say One Piece Treasure Cruise, I'm gonna.
I already said
He
that.
just said One Piece
already
Treasure
said
Cruise.
that.
I played Garden Warfare, and
I played some of that too.
I made it to 200 stars, and I unlocked my legendary crown.
Well, then how come Drew is
Whoa.
always saying that nobody ever plays PvZ when clearly you are playing PvZ?
Well, I was much farther along than
You-
him for the longest time,
You and Drew
and
lived,
then I stopped playing to play the Division, and he got ahead of me.
lived together, so you guys don't have any excuse
To what?
to play PvZ together.
I'm level 130 something,
But what is he?
140 something. He's like level 190 something.
Oh.
Jesus H Christ.
Jesus
In
Christ.
PvZ 2?
There's people who are level 2,000 and something. So
That
What?
is insane.
Is there no level cap for that game?
no, there is. There's as many characters as there are. Plus, I think each character can gain 50 levels.
Think of all the division time they're missing out though on
Right.
PvZ.
That makes about as much
They're
sense
fucking
as
There's like 60 characters in that game.
that makes about as much sense as Arkansas's fake roads.
Dude, I'm gonna whip it out and smack you with it.
Are you gonna whip it real good?
Get a mushroom stamp on your face.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's real.
Josh,
Google
what have
it.
you been playing?
Hi.
Besides seducing Arkansas cops.
Besides Arkansas cops.
Ugh.
My name is Josh, and I have a problem.
Yeah.
It's called The Division. That's literally the only fucking thing I've played this week. It's the reason for my joy, and it's also the reason for my suffering, because The Division is all I want to do, and especially like for the last like 2 or 3 nights in a row, I've only gotten 4 or 5 hours of sleep because of The Division.
That's
So-
perfectly okay. That's a fair
it's not.
trade-off.
It's really not okay.
It's a fair trade-off.
It sucks operating on 5 hours of sleep, but it also sucks not playing The Division, so I have to pick and choose here. But let it be known that I only picked up my Xbox last Wednesday, and I've already made it to level 28 in The Division. I made it to level 28 in
You're
a
up to 28
fucking
now?
week.
Yes.
Level 20.
He's higher than me now.
Yeah,
I'm
level
playing-
28 in a
suck.
week. How long have you other fucks had the game?
I've had the game since the day it came
It's
out.
a frontage road, you fucking peasant.
No, shut. Would you
Stop with the Stop with the Arkansas fake roads.
stop it?
It's okay.
I only played the game 2 days more than you did.
Well, whatever. I don't care.
I've been playing ESO, so I don't care about
Yeah.
30. I want to play ESO.
Well,
God
you're
damn it,
wrong.
level 30.
You're wrong, Logan, and it's okay to be wrong.
You're playing at your own pace. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I just want I want to say how much I have enjoyed my Xbox purchase so far, and how much I have absolutely loved playing The Division.
Except for the fucking times it fucks you.
Yeah, I'm
That
pretty
game
much.
hates you.
I'm pretty sure that this game absolutely 100% hates me. I've encountered more glitches than anybody else in this entire.
You want to know how
group.
many glitches in the Division I've came across?
How many?
0.
Me too. Zilch.
Further
None.
proof that the game fucking hates you.
But I post all of my glitches on our Xbox feed, and I mean, it's proof. Like, this game really does hate me. But
I think Ubisoft knows that you've been talking shit on them for so long.
that's true.
And they're just like, fuck this guy. We're just gonna corrupt his account with a bunch of fucking.
I've
stupid
literally been
glitches."
hating on Ubisoft probably since I've been on this podcast. So
Yeah.
whatever.
So
You know, Credit Karma. I don't know.
Credit Karma.
Credit Karma.
That's a credit monitoring
I've been
site.
credited Karma.
I just
I
came
needed
across
that.
an item on Facebook. It is a butt lamp, and you slap it to turn it on.
I'm down.
Interesting.
I'm not.
Just thought everyone should.
You're interrupting
Funny
me.
thing, Worth is the same way.
How did no one else think of that fast?
Okay, that was funny. That was funny. That was worth interrupting.
Or at least that's what Logan told me.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, that was
I got the
awesome.
idea from your mom.
Oh.
Honey, you keep whipping me. My name is whatever you want it to be.
Have you played anything else this week, Josh?
The Division, and more of The Division. Nate and I happen to. I would like to share a moment that I thought is another attribute to the development of the game overall.
Yeah.
Nate and I played a hard mission last night. We were both. I think it was level 26. Level 26 mission. I was 26 and Nate was 25. It took us about 2 hours to beat this hard mission.
This was.
And before you say that we suck,
But you do.
You literally
No.
cut me off. I was
we,
about ready.
no, before you say that we suck, let it be known that we are playing intelligently. When you run out of ammo in both guns and the enemies won't go down, it's attributed to your gear, the fact that we weren't able to progress as much as we did. But we powered through it as much as I wanted to quit.
Yeah, because you were
as
like.
much as I wanted to quit, and I was just like, dude, give it up. We're not going to do this.
I was like, no, we got this. Like, give me one more chance, one more strategy. We can fucking do this.
Yeah,
And we did. We pulled it off.
I stuck with you on it, and eventually we did pull it off. Our drop was amazing. I got like 4 pieces of purple gear for doing it.
It was nuts. Well
I got a
worth it.
weapon that was twice as much DPS as what I had originally, so going through all of that shit was absolutely worth it. It's not like a raid in Destiny where you go through and then you get a like gear that's like 10 levels lower than what you already had, and doesn't even really fucking matter to begin with. So
Yeah, Bungie.
yeah, thanks Bungie. But anyway,
Just Destiny things.
Just Destiny things.
just Destiny things.
Your Drake dance isn't saving you now.
Yeah. So I'm still extremely fond of The Division. I think it's probably Ubisoft's best game in the last 3 or 4 years. I'm extremely happy with it. But
I would agree.
other than that, what about you, Worth?
Well, obviously I've been playing The Division because I was playing with you last night, and
Yeah, you were.
don't take that the fucking wrong way. But yeah, so I've been playing that for, a good amount this week. Got to, I don't know, I think I'm like level 27 now, I want to say. 27, 28, so I need to check for sure. But then apart from that, the only other game I really played was actually Forza Horizon 2. Because I love racing games a lot.
You mean you like... is that a racing game or is that a racing simulator?
It's a racing simulator.
Okay,
Both.
so it's a
Well,
simulator.
no. Okay, no. Forza.
You know I can drive in real life, right?
Listen to me. Hold on. Forza, like the actual Forza games themselves are racing simulators, but Forza Horizon 2 and the Horizon games themselves are kind of more like open world experience type racing games. So
it's a driving simulator.
It's a good mix of both racing and simulation game.
Well, if you race other people from start to finish, it's a racing game.
Yeah,
So yes, it is a racing game.
it's a racing game.
It also simulates driving.
But yeah, because
Well, you're still racing people.
there's still like realistic
technically
car
making
effects.
it a game.
There's still realistic car effects and stuff. It's not like an arcade style racing game like Need for Speed, which like I love that game too. But I don't know, Need for Speed doesn't have like damage options on their car really, and and has a lot more selection of cars to choose from because like god damn it, I want to drive a Mercedes S550 and just beat the shit out of it.
So the first Forza I played like I guess regularly was what's the newest one that just came out?
Horizon
6, right?
Forza 6, yeah.
I don't like racing games really, but that game is fun.
Yeah,
It's
dude, Forza's
super fun.
awesome. I love Forza.
It was surprisingly good for someone who doesn't care about racing games
I'm kind of
at all.
I'm
It was
kind of
good.
the same way with Dirt.
Yeah, just
They're
like
like-
it's something that happens to be fun. Yeah.
I like racing
And that-
games aren't my like thing that I really enjoy playing a whole lot, but there's just something about Dirt that's
Yeah. Well, we were playing Rivals for like a month or so. Sometime.
Oh,
yeah.
We got into Rivals for
I would-
really big for some reason. For
I
a
was
while.
glad that Rivals was a free game on EA Access.
Yeah.
Like, because that game, nowhere near enough content for me to even think about paying for that. But if it's a free game, okay, yeah, it's worth playing if it's free.
Oh, yeah.
But apart from that, I'm not going to pay full price.
so
for it.
you'd say
For
it's
shizzle.
worth it.
Yes.
God damn it, Sean.
God damn it.
Somebody had to
Podcast
say
it.
it.
Make fun of my fucking last name more and more.
This will be my last time on the podcast.
Hashtag
actually.
worthless.
We're taking you out to the pasture later, so it's okay. But yeah, no. Apart from that, I was just playing not Destiny.
Am I getting turned into Elmer's glue?
Maybe if you're good, but no. Yeah, I was just playing Destiny and Forza Horizon 2. That's about the only games I've been playing. But well worth it.
Well, that's pretty crappy.
No, it's not. I love
Fire.
Forza. I love racing
Yeah,
games.
that's-
I love being able to live my dreams vicariously through a video game as far as like driving certain cars that I want.
That what you said was bad, and you should feel bad.
No. When else can you drive? How often do you get to drive a Lamborghini Huracan?
Well, how often do you get to drive a Lamborghini? The
Never.
answer is never.
Never.
Exactly.
Because so why not do
You
it in
have
a
to
video
live
game?
through your video game. That's
Exactly.
why I play shooters.
That's why I said vicariously.
It's like going to a strip club and then not being able to have sex with the stripper. Essentially, is what you're saying.
Well, how often do you get to do that anyway?
Well, who wants to do that? A and two.
Exactly.
Who wants to play racing games? That's my.
I
point.
do. I love racing games.
Well, of course you do.
I love car games. I love all that stuff.
Well,
Because
you are also slightly mentally challenged, but we love you
Aw.
and we forgive you.
Yeah.
I like spaghetti.
I like spaghetti. No offense to any mentally challenged people listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
No.
why are we offending so many groups of people?
Because
If you're retarded, you're probably listening to the podcast.
Okay,
Sean
you
just has
got
no-
me there.
Sean just has no filter at all. Anyway, so
You got something you want to share with the class over there, boys?
Yeah, stop.
Anything?
No.
No.
Anything special?
Anyway, I'm gonna pull us into our first topic here.
You can pull it all
I'll
right.
tell you the theory.
God damn it, Sean.
Okay, first you complained that I don't talk too much. Now you're complaining that I am talking too much.
Anyway, the division.
Hashtag no filter.
Yes.
Speaking of
this
the
is Sean's last podcast.
Yeah.
That was no. You're done.
speaking of the division,
The division incursion, which is the new expansion that has been there now.
Wrong.
What?
Oh, wrong.
Incursion?
It's not called incursion.
That's what it says.
And
In
it's
the...
not an expansion, really.
Okay, well, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
You just fucked all of that up.
well,
No, it's called an incursion.
The event that they're adding.
okay.
Yeah.
So
He called it an expansion and named the expansion the incursion.
that's what it says on the agenda here.
That's just not right.
I'm going off what was said.
well,
on here,
Disco, why don't you educate
Yeah,
her?
They
why
are
don't you-
adding an incursion to the game, in
Which
a
is
free
kinda like a
update,
raid.
which is essentially a
Okay, that's good. Okay, there you go.
So, how is this like a raid?
It's not okay. If
It's
you want to put it in
super
terms,
hard and
it's
level
difficult
content.
and requires gear of an item level, of
There-
a specific item.
The
Level.
default difficulty level for this raid is hard.
Okay,
You can't play it on normal mode. You have to play it
and
on
you have
hard.
to be a level 30. I'm assuming.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You can only play it on hard or challenge mode.
and you have
if
to
you're
have,
fucking masochistic.
You even have to have a specific gear level to run it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there's a
But
there's a recommended
You should have it just by being level.
there's a recommended gear score for hard mode, but there's a required gear score for challenge mode.
And also, they're going to
You
make
can't-
the matchmaking for it. It's going to match gear levels.
I have a question for you guys then, actually. You said the gear score? Is it called gear level? Gear
Yes.
Score? Is that... Like, some gear has, like, different abilities they add to it, then you say you have to have this much in your equipment or whatever?
Does not
That's
not.
Once-
those are different?
Once you
Okay.
hit level,
I honestly don't
oh,
know.
like you know how your gear has levels now, like it's a level
Yeah.
19 piece or whatever.
Yeah.
Once you hit level 30,
some items have higher item levels than 30.
once you
Yes.
hit 30, it doesn't
okay.
go by level. It will change over to gear score.
So it's kind of like
Oh, okay.
it's
Okay,
kind of like
that's what I did.
it's kind of like your light level in Destiny. Sort
Similar.
of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Okay.
Seems similar.
Yeah.
Very similar to that.
Okay, I can see that.
And it's going to be hard.
That we already said.
Phrasing.
You think?
That.
But it's not the only thing that they're adding to the game. They're adding. They're going to make it so that if you die, there's a
Kill cam?
kill cam, so to speak.
I heard
It's
about
more
that.
going to be you can spectate other players in your group.
Well, that's
That is
good.
pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like, maybe help out, point out maybe something.
Exactly.
Or,
It's
or
more
have
just so
cool
you're not
fun.
just staring at your dead corpse.
So my question is like, do these incursions? Do they have? Is it no respawn whatsoever? Like once you die, like, or can you get
they
revived?
didn't announce anything.
They didn't
like
announce
that.
something like that. Okay.
I'm assuming it works the same as anything else in the game.
Yeah, it's like you can still get the chance to get back up and blah blah blah.
Because they have
but-
some no respawn areas.
But no respawn doesn't mean you can't be revived.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
respawn
yeah.
means if all four of you die, you start over.
Yeah, but like you still have a chance to get respawned, but it just takes a lot longer than if you were just like wounded. But if you're unconscious, then it's going to take you like 5 times as long to get back on your feet.
Yes.
It's kind of the same thing.
The other couple other things they're adding supply drops in the dark zone,
Okay.
which is a pretty interesting concept.
Explain.
Basically, it's going to be a gear drop that's guarded by high level enemies, and the
It's-
first group to get to the gear drop is the only group that gets items.
It's uncontaminated stuff
yes,
too.
you get it without having to extract it.
Okay.
That is legit.
So
Meaning
this is
there
gonna-
will probably be wars just to get to the supply drop.
I would think so. I was just gonna say, like, that's gonna make some crazy fucking, like, just battles between fire teams.
Did they explain any like requirements to get it? Do you have to like hold a position for X amount of time? Did they say anything about that?
I think you
the way
literally
they
just open
explained
it
it
up.
was literally just the first person or group to it gets it.
I wonder if they'll make like an announcement or something, but like in 2 minutes.
sounds like-
drop
No,
it,
I
you know,
doubt.
stuff like that.
I highly doubt it even says that in 2 minutes. It will probably be supply drop occurring. And
I
it
just
will
want them to,
happen,
just to
and
like
you will
encourage
have
people to
run.
fight each other. Like,
No, it'll probably be like
I'm hoping
if
so.
you're not close to it, you'll be fighing other people just
basically,
to be the first ones to
basically
Yeah.
this update is gonna bring out the armpits of society.
pretty much.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
It
we're
will
just-
be all out war.
Well, and in my opinion, I don't feel like that there's been enough interaction in the Dark Zone between players because
This
everyone
will-
everyone wants to play it safe because they want to keep their loot. I think this is a
It's-
great idea.
While
to
I
get
would say
players
that's
to interact.
true, me and Sean went into the Dark Zone last night. No, 2 nights ago.
No,
And-
it was yesterday.
Was it? Yeah, we didn't have anything to do. The daily missions hadn't reset yet. So we're like, let's run into the Dark Zone. And we got hunted by there was a group of 3 guys that were all ridiculously geared. And they owned us. We didn't even stand a chance. I unloaded a full clip into them, and they didn't even flinch. They didn't even lose a bar of health. They just turned around and mowed
We
me
were kind of
down.
having that problem last night, me and Josh, like, because there was one part of that mission, like, remember we were in that, like, that
I'm telling
control
you,
room?
it's different at level 30. Like,
Yeah.
your guys' gear compared to, like, somebody else who's level 20. Okay, so let's say you're 25 and they're 29.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a difference. But as soon as you're 30 and they have all yellow gear and you have all purple gear, a huge difference.
Damn.
Well, I bet.
I would assume
imagine
so,
it
and I
is.
would hope so, because it gives you more fucking incentive.
Legendary versus exotic gear in Destiny. It was a huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
so as a level 30 player, have you looked at your crafting much?
I personally have been focusing on being able to craft at level 30 from when I started the game.
And that's what I was going to ask: is it worth it to break down early? Or
I broke down almost everything I received. Basically, everything I got was broken down, and I ended up with at least 20 of the high-end materials each.
because I don't
So
break down almost at all.
when I
always
got
sell.
to level 30, I was able to craft 2 yellow pieces right off the bat, just because I completed the last mission, got blueprints for a yellow piece, and then I bought blueprints for another yellow piece, and I was able to craft both of them. I still have tons left over.
Yeah.
Because
That's kind of my strategy right now, too. I've kind of taken your advice on that. I'm breaking everything down that I
far
have.
more important to be able to craft than to be able to buy.
I'll have to do the opposite because I've been selling everything, breaking down very seldomly, and exploring more to find the item parts. I'll have to see if like I hit level 30 and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't craft,
See,
or
like,
if
that's-
I'm just fine. I want to actually see the difference.
So
I'm
like
gonna
what
stop breaking down.
what I've been doing is breaking down like my higher level gear that I don't want or use, and like breaking that down into weapon parts and components and stuff like that, and just selling the lower tier stuff that's not even going to do me any favors at all. So,
Anything that's white, you should be selling. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It
I
doesn't
don't
do
even
you
pick
any
up white
good.
gear. I don't pick it up at all. I just leave it.
It doesn't do you any good to break down white gear because you get nothing out of it.
Well,
But selling white gear is good. I mean, you get money out of it.
well, if you have
Breaking down green gear, you then turn those green parts into blue parts, and the blue parts into yellow parts.
that's what I was just gonna say. You can still get value out of them because you can like
yeah,
upgrade them, basically upgrade the parts.
because it'll like doesn't it like kind of, I don't want to say it.
You need 5 green parts to make a blue part, and you need 5 blue parts to make a yellow part.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So I stocked up, knowing that was going to be a factor late in the game, and I have tons left. The only thing that's interesting is they added another aspect to it, like if you want to go to your recalibration station and take your yellow gear and
Say that 5
recalibrate
times
it.
fast.
Recalibration station.
Calibration station.
okay.
Recalibration station.
If you want to recalibrate your yellow gear that you crafted, it actually requires Phoenix credits to recalibrate it.
So
And
what is
not a
that?
small amount either. My piece of gear requires 31 Phoenix credits to recalibrate it.
Fuck that.
That's
Jesus
about what you
Christ.
would get in one day.
That's random too.
And
recalibrating is completely random.
On top of that, it increases the more times you do
I
it
haven't
on
even.
gear.
I haven't even.
So Phoenix credits are going to be a big commodity.
I haven't
in
even.
this
I haven't
game.
even fucked with the recalibration at all. Like,
It's great on your purple, your blue gear. Like, it's wonderful because all it costs is credits. You can get credits for nothing. You just go around, farm gear, sell it, you have credits.
yeah.
But as far as recalibrating your yellow gear, it's a different story entirely.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try that.
Well, when should we expect this new update?
They're
12th.
saying April 12th.
April
is the date.
12th.
So we got plenty of time to get. Through.
2 weeks, essentially.
Is April 12th, does that including the new expansion that they're talking about, or is the expansion later on down the line?
The first DLC is going to be released in June.
Okay.
And that's
This-
like a full expansion.
Pretty
that-
much
and that's
everything
just
that they're
an
going to be
incursion.
releasing until then is going to be either free or paid content that is going to be relatively minor, so to speak. I don't want to call it minor because adding these things that they're adding is a big deal and increases your end game content to play.
Yeah.
But in terms of minor, as in it's not adding a lot to your map or anything like that. Whereas DLC, that's probably going to add sections to the map.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
it will.
yeah. I've heard that the expansions are going to be basically the same size as the existing map of the game.
It's very possible.
like
But these little updates, they're basically patches. I mean, WoW did a lot of this back in its day. It would just patch the game, add a new island, and you'd have stuff to do for a while.
Oh, Sean,
But
making noises.
I mean, other things that they're going to be adding with this patch is they're going to be adding some new daily and weekly scenarios, they call them. It's like mini missions that'll get you, like, they say random rewards. I'm guessing Phoenix credits will be a reward for it. Anything to get more Phoenix credits is going to be good in this case. I think there was another thing that they were announcing. I don't know if anybody wants to pull up the article quick, but
I think Sean was the one that found it originally.
there's a lot of stuff that they're pulling.
Well,
that
I
they're
watched-
adding in.
I watched the really cringeworthy broadcast at 1 o'clock today.
Oh God!
It
Yeah,
was
I
so
remember you telling me
cringeworthy.
about that.
It was bad.
It's
Their community director is awful. Like, that was the most awkward update I have ever seen. And I've watched the Brian Stars music video, so I know what cringe is.
Oh, man.
oh
It's so cringeworthy.
oh man.
So, what were you looking for, Disco?
Just the other things that they added in the update.
Incursions, loot trading.
Oh, right. Loot trading is essentially going to be any member that's in the group with you. You can actually drop the gear that you get. You have to actively drop it. It's not necessarily trading the gear with someone. You can drop gear that you don't want, and any member of your group can loot that item and pick it up. And it can be looted. It can be dropped and looted any number of times.
I still think it would be awesome if they added, like, legitimate loot trading.
If that's going to happen, it's going to be a long ways down the road. The game's going to need a huge fan base.
Plus,
And
you're going to run into people selling gear.
It's going,
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, with actual money.
with real money.
You got,
Which a
that's-
lot of times those kinds of things are only necessary in games that are just gigantic.
That's the story with Diablo 3 because they actually had like the actual real currency system where you could actually make money playing the game. Like I know a friend of mine that made like $700 one month just selling gear on Diablo 3.
No, we've had people
Yeah.
that made a living off of it or making like $40K a year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I could see that happening with Division if they do it right.
It won't happen. They won't make that. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's necessary to the game. You can go out and get your own goddamn loot. You don't need to go and buy it off of some auction house.
It doesn't surprise...
It's not. This isn't WoW. There isn't hundreds of different types of gear that you need.
It is surprising that we haven't ran into anybody selling challenge mode runs yet. I expect that to happen.
That
'cause it
probably
happens
will
in
happen.
WoW.
That probably will happen, to be honest. And that's okay. You know, if you want to sell your help and people want to pay for your help, so be it. I mean, you're dumb to pay for it, but
You're
go
an
ahead.
entrepreneur in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially.
loot trading. you will have 2 hours from the time it drops to trade it before it is in your inventory permanently and is not tradable.
Forever.
So you have
I mean,
2
that's-
hours to trade it, so you have to kind of make the decision after you beat it. You're like, all right, what are we doing?
Like, what is this worth to me?
Which is interesting. So you also get gear sets. So I assume if you have
right,
a full
I forgot
set,
tier gear.
if you have like a full set or parts of a set, it'll give you extra bonuses.
There is a tier gear that is going to be released with this, and the tier gear is going to be able to be acquired in various ways, whether it's challenging missions, Dark Zone scenarios, incursions. It's going to be able to be acquired multiple different ways. And these tier gear sets, once you complete the entire set, will give you a talent bonus. And this talent bonus is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It's going to be... there's nothing in the game that's going to be on par with it. It's going to be in its own class, except for the other 3 tier sets.
Gives you a reason to collect your tiers.
The
you
tier
guys.
gear is going
It'll
to be
Keep playing some,
a big
some
deal.
games.
Plus, that'll give you a bonus. Like, certain gear sets will cater to a certain type of playstyle. Like, there'll be...
Yeah, if Logan wants to read them off real quick, there's 4 different tier sets that they're going to release in this first patch, which is honestly
this doesn't show that.
quite a few.
One of them's like a healer, then DPS and tanking.
No, it doesn't specify
you know what?
gear sets, and it's
I'll
kind
pull
of
up the article that does.
But while you're doing that, you also will get new guns, just random new guns.
Yeah.
Matchmaking, something about more matchmaking. And if you were playing an incursion and your team wipes, you have to start the incursion over.
Yep.
There's
checkpoints.
no checkpoints in the incursions, which I thought was interesting.
That's
sounds like
pretty
a
cool.
raid to me.
I like that because it makes you
It's a
fucking
raid.
work for it.
Yeah.
It's
So-
a
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
so
That's-
there are 4 sets of the tier gear. They are optimized for marksman, which is basically a DPS person, called Sentry's Call, combat assault, which is called Striker's Battle Gear, electronics and support, which is called Tactician's Authority, and a Dark Zone tier called Path of the Nomad.
Okay.
That sounds like tank DPS healer.
Path of the no.
Something
okay,
else.
The Dark Zone one, I'm assuming, is going to be a PvP tier gear.
Like
Yeah.
Specific.
I wonder if you can even
specifically
use it outside
for
the Dark
using.
Zone.
No, you probably will be, but it's going to be beneficial to use in the Dark
So
Zone.
are there specific weapons that you have to use with these like tiers of gear? Or what?
They have not announced whether or not it's going to include weapons. I'm going to assume it doesn't.
There
Most of the
wasn't
time,
any-
weapons are not included in
Tiers
No.
for gears.
tiers for
It's most of the time like
Get
a
out.
piece of tier gear is going to be like
I'll see myself
your
out.
holster, your gloves, your chest, your knee pads,
Your backpack.
Yeah.
and your probably not your backpack. I'm going to guess the backpack doesn't.
What about your clothes that you wear?
It's probably going to be 5 pieces, maybe 4 pieces. Oh, it says 4 pieces of a set.
Okay, now you get out.
So
Okay. I'm
It's-
just trying to be fashionable, okay? Jesus.
it's likely going to be like knee pads, gloves, chest,
holster, chest.
and either mask or holster.
Yeah.
One of the 2.
Knee pads to be better on your knees.
God damn it, Josh.
The only other couple of things for the update that's really, I guess, noteworthy is daily, weekly assignments. So reason
That's
to kind
what
of
I
go
said.
back.
I
They're-
said
they've already
scenario,
kind of started that
should
now,
have said
haven't they?
assignment.
They kind of have something like that.
They
but
have
I think
daily
this will be-
missions. These
Yeah.
are going to be different than the daily missions.
Okay.
They're like smaller quests. They're not. The daily missions are actually the story missions that you do on hard mode.
Yeah.
These assignments are going to be like quests, like side quests, essentially, and they're not going to get you like really high level gear. They're going to get you like Phoenix credits and probably like high end crafting materials and shade tech and things like that. It's not going to be like your gear. It's going to be stuff to help you make gear.
Death camera changes.
That's
It's just
especially going to be
changes,
Your kill cam.
And then 2 more things is Dark Zone supply drops. This is going to be pretty
which we
fucking
talked
cool.
about.
And then basically, I don't know how to give this a title, but when you do an incursion, the first time you do it will be your best rewards. Then after that, you will get rewards, but that first run is going to be the best possible.
You can run it as
outcome.
many times as you want
yeah.
during the week.
The gear you get, though, the first time you complete it, that will be the best you'll ever see from that incursion. After that, it's just like
That
For
good
the, for the week.
That week.
for the week.
The next week, it will go back to being the first time you run it.
Yep.
You will get it again.
It resets every week, exactly like WoW did.
I thought they
What,
the way
where
this
they got
was
this
written,
inspiration from?
the The way this was written, I thought it said forever.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Okay.
weekly thing.
That is actually better.
It's going to
Is
have
it
a
weekly? Okay.
weekly reset, likely on Monday or Tuesday, and you'll be able to every week get the best piece of gear, and then every time after that you run it, you'll get lesser and lesser gear.
Man, this made 2 sentences that should have been 1 sentence to make it sound like it was not 2 separate thoughts. So
Are
But
you,
it is the
are you
first
reading
one-
IGN again?
I'm the one
Something else
reading
I have no
IGN.
idea.
He's reading some other
something
website.
like that.
But
What are you even on IGN?
the first incursion is going to be called Falcon Lost.
Cool.
Falcon lost.
Well,
But that's about everything with the new Division content. I
Have you
know
seen my
so,
Falcon?
which will
we're
be
likely talking about the
Have you seen
Division
my
too
Falcon?
much, but it's what's hot.
well, it's important to us, and we've had such a blast playing it. So
Especially the people in this room.
yeah.
Pat and Drew,
Actually, yeah.
the absentees, are the two that have not played it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway,
How are you gonna be gone?
look out for that update on April 12th. So
It's level 30.
And videos.
Yep.
Videos to come
Oh
soon.
yeah, we should do a video.
oh yeah,
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when we all
What's
get to level 30, we're gonna go into the dark zone and we are going to record it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That's gonna be a blast. Anyway, so this.
So speaking of division and erections, do you know why you're feeling that weird thing up against your leg right now, Worth?
Huh?
The reason why you're feeling that weird sensation on your leg is because it's my erection, and it's because it's over Final Fantasy 15.
And everybody is going to leave the room now. And Josh,
Shut up!
Josh is a
Stop
podcast
it!
to himself.
Stop it! Stop it!
Josh not here to.
You can have.
I will make this brief, and
Okay.
I will make this relatable. So, Final Fantasy Square Enix had a
Why is your dick out?
hashtag No Pants podcast.
Again.
So, Square Enix had an event last night over Final Fantasy 15. It was called Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered. Basically, what this event was there to do was to
You want
showcase.
to know what it basically was? Ugh, 15!
Yes, it was. It was absolutely, and every single person in that room enjoyed it. Believe me, I was there in spirit, of course. But anyway, so Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered was basically just there to showcase what was there for the game. They showed 3 brand new trailers, which showcased a different gameplay mechanic or different aspect to the game. One was adventure, which was basically the exploration aspect of it, which was you crawling around the terrain and exploring different stuff and getting into random battles and whatnot. So instead of an airship like you had in Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, you had a car to drive on the road.
That sounds significantly worse than an airship. I
Um,
want my own airship.
Here's the thing with the car though. They're wanting to add more character development. They're wanting to add character depth to it. They're trying to turn the hype for this game into Final Fantasy VII.
Coming
hype.
soon, Honda exclusive DLC.
Right.
This isn't Mario Kart with the Mercedes Benz.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
But I think it's great what they're doing with the game because after all, for people that are Final Fantasy fans,
Or in your case, Kia DLC.
oh yeah,
Hey, I
exactly.
drive a Kia. It's okay.
No one cares about you, Meg.
Hey,
Oh, bring Meg back.
we're starting that now. It's been like 10 weeks.
It's like a fucking mic drop right
Well,
there.
besides 10 weeks, it's been 10 years since we've been able to actually see the direction that this game is going as far as... You guys remember in 2006 when this game was originally called Final Fantasy Versus 13?
I don't remember that.
Well, that's the way it was in 2006, and it's 2016 now. Now it's called Final Fantasy 15. So, which I think was the right move, honestly, because not only are we getting the RPG aspect of all the exploration with Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 like we used to, but we're also getting a platform for the Kingdom Hearts 3 battle system, which was initially what this game's battle system was tested for.
Okay.
So, which is incredibly exciting because this is kind of going to give you a sneak peek into not only what the remake of Final Fantasy VII will be like, but also what Kingdom Hearts 3 will be like as well. Sean, quit acting like you're uninterested in this. This is the most interesting thing you've heard all week.
We're talking a lot about division.
Crickets.
But anyway, so really...
I will say the anime and the movie look really good.
Exactly, and this brings me to kind of my...
I don't know how the fuck they kept that under wraps for 3 years.
I don't either.
Which is
no leaks,
insane.
no nothing. So for those of you that missed out on the event,
Probably because anybody that attempted to leak it probably got...
probably
Killed.
got assassinated.
They're in witness protection.
So and again, this goes back to what I was talking to with Final Fantasy VII. They're releasing a CGI movie that's made by the same director and creators of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which is incredibly exciting. If you remember how incredibly orgasmic Advent Children was.
Oh yeah,
It was cool.
I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan of, like, by any means, but Advent Children is a fucking awesome movie.
This is going to be a cut from the same cloth.
There you go.
And what this movie
Does
goes
anybody remember the spirits within? Or is that
Oh,
kind of a sore
no,
subject?
No, that is not a sore subject. I actually really like that movie.
I thought it was a cool movie. Like I enjoyed that movie.
I saw it at 11 years old, so I was cool with it.
But I was not a fan of, like, I don't see how it related to Final Fantasy at all.
It's just a different thing.
A different universe.
Just don't worry about it. Don't hurt your brain thinking about it.
I'm not going to, but, like, still, like, is that really a Final Fantasy related
Every
thing?
Final Fantasy storyline is different. Every world is different. Every game is different. Just don't worry about it.
Alright, fine.
And forget that 10-2 ever happened.
10-2 was awesome. 10 sucked. So fuck you.
A lot of people would disagree with you on that one.
A lot of people can suck my dick because Titus was an abortion of a character, and so was that fucking battle system.
Yeah.
It was like a turn-based battle systems equals mental retardation.
Whoa.
Not to make fun of the disparagingly abled, I'm just saying that literally it's mentally retarded. Literally.
Absolutely.
But anyway, besides all that, so the CGI movie takes place on the events before Final Fantasy 15. So that'll kind of give you a little bit more in depth as to what to expect from the storyline. The anime, which is called Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood, is 5 episodes long. All of it is free, including the CGI movie as well, is also free. The first episode is viewable right now on YouTube. The other 4 remaining will be available when the game launches. The anime basically just kind of details the relationship between Noctis, which is the main character, and the other people that he's traveling with. I don't really know too much about it. All I know is that there's a lot of hype for it. When I saw the announcement, the live announcement, and people seeing the anime, they went nuts.
Yeah.
So, not only are the CGI movie and the anime available to view for free, but if you decide to go with the Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition, you will receive them on Blu-ray as part of that special edition. So, I don't want to touch too much on the special edition right now, just because A, it's $270, and 2, I can't afford it, so I don't want to talk about it. So, as far as the remaining details about Final Fantasy 15, right now you can download a demo. It was released today, and it's a dream sequence for the main character in the video game, which is combat enabled. You will actually be able to test out the combat system. It's available right now on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And the final release date, which has been the most anticipated, which was the most anticipated event for the entire night, is September 30th of 2015. So
Last year.
Or 2016.
Last
sorry.
year.
Going back in time.
Well, it was supposed to be it's supposed to be released years
Yes.
ago. So anyway.
There you go.
So September 30th, 2016, you can expect to see Final Fantasy 15 hitting the shelves. And I can speak for Pat, especially when I say that I am incredibly excited. This was the reason that I bought a next-gen console, was for this game in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I am super excited to see where this goes. And that is... I have finally splooshed.
Rant over.
Rant
It's
over.
That wasn't a rant. Rant implies that it's, like, angry about something.
Well, I'm
but
not
rant
really.
means you just go
I
off
am
on a
so
subject.
excited. You guys have no idea how excited I am. I think this is one of my most anticipated next gen console games ever. Is Final Fantasy 15.
I'll tell you what I'm not excited for.
What?
Oh, God.
Oh god. The rumors that Infinity Ward, mind you, or the next COD game they're releasing is going to be set in space.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I do, because
I don't care. Let's make a Halo game without the Halo.
I bet Microsoft is so happy that they dropped the exclusivity for all the DLC, and they dropped it on Sony.
Let's spend all that money on a game that's not going to...
I mean, like, Infinity Ward, do you have your head so far up your fucking asses that you forgot your roots?
Were you even thinking today?
I don't know what happened to Call of Duty? Like,
What do you think was... I mean, where was their next step? Like, going back to where they started fucking 20 years ago?
if they... No.
Who cares anymore? Call of Duty is played out garbage.
It is. It
pla-
really is.
It has
It's
become played out garbage because, like, they're fucking... they keep trying something new every single fucking release.
No, they don't. What have they tried that's new?
I'm talking about, like, settings and shit.
A jetpack or a ground pound? That's the most not new thing ever.
Started on ground pound.
That's like getting a used condom from the trash can. That's
It's
not
a new condom, okay? It's different from the last one. It's a totally different condom.
Stop my semen in there.
This one's advanced warfare condom.
Well, like,
whatever.
I'm talking about like
is
the
what it
days
is.
of like COD 4 when you actually like felt like you were fucking. It felt like a tense situation.
Actually, kind of serious and not
serious,
and not have fucking gingerbread costumes for your characters.
And you have emotes that are dabs. Like you got your fucking characters dabbing. Like, what the fuck happened to Infinity Ward? I've lost. If this is what they're doing, I've lost every single ounce of respect I have for this company.
You mean you will actually not buy a COD game when it comes out?
The big question is, after that, are you going to buy a copy?
Buy it.
No,
he'll buy it.
No, if this is what they're doing,
it's gonna get a 9 out of 10, and you're gonna fucking buy it.
9 out of 10
the only reason I bought Black Ops 3 was to play zombies, and like,
you regret it.
Even that let me down. Like, I was hoping it's like, okay, they're releasing the old zombie maps for this game. I'm gonna give this a chance. I bought it, like, okay, I'm gonna have some fucking faith in it, and it fucking let me down. And now it's like, it's just sitting there, not being played, and
you're ashamed of the money that you spent, even though all of us told you don't spend it.
Yeah, every single person in this room told you not to buy it, and you didn't.
I wanted the nostalgia, man.
It's a trap.
It's a tarp. But
I'm curious if this new Call of Duty game will still sell like crazy.
I'm sure it will. It absolutely
The fact
will.
of the matter is, it's a new setting for the game, and people are going to be like, oh, I could fucking shoot people in space. and then it's going to get a 9
and it's
plus
also
out of 10.
Because
and everyone's going to
IGN
fucking
gets
buy
paid
it.
for the
And the fact of the matter is, it's just going to be another reskin.
And it's
also
also
garbage failing game.
And it's also due to the fact that there are new 12-year-olds every year. So like,
you're only 12 once, right?
Yeah. Every year there's new 12-year-olds.
Well, I mean, unless you were born on February 29th, you're only 12.
Hey, Yoto.
Well, if you think about it, like,
and just to be sure on that, if you are 12 on
fuck up,
a
John.
leap year, you're actually like 48. So
or whatever you're whatever fucking you are.
Well,
like,
whatever.
This is also kind of like makes me want to hope that Titanfall 2 is going to be good, because it's the original Infinity Ward developers that made Respawn Entertainment, that made Titanfall.
I won't hold my breath.
I didn't realize that this was Garbage Game Podcast, you guys.
Hey, no, hold on. Titanfall, like the gameplay itself was pretty fucking solid.
The gameplay itself was actually
very solid.
No. But we're not selling games. We're not selling games on mechanics. We're selling games on what's it a good game, not a good idea.
There was no content.
Yeah, it was a good idea. That's all we're saying is that it's a good idea. It wasn't a good game.
It was. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a multiplayer game that was a quarter of the way finished.
Exactly,
Yeah.
a good idea.
Which, I mean, if you're a smart developer, you would take that as data and put that data into the development of your next game and correct whatever the mistakes that you had.
Really, the mistakes were like your single player wasn't a single player. It was
was
an
not.
excuse of a single player.
It was not.
There wasn't much for maps, and there wasn't much for game modes. Like
You
you made a multiplayer game and didn't make a multiplayer game.
Games are trying to sell themselves on mechanics nowadays, not actual gameplay
Games are selling
or
themselves on
not content.
graphics nowadays.
Graphics
which is
and
embarrassing.
mechanics.
It's an embarrassing statement of the state of video games.
Yeah.
Graphics are not important.
But
I don't care what anyone says. A video game is not made by graphics.
I
I completely agree.
It is great.
1000% agree.
It is great when a
I'm
really
Brendan,
good
you're
video
wrong.
game has good graphics, because that's really cool. It adds an element to the game. But if the game sucks dick and has great graphics, I'm still not going to be playing the game.
Well, and I agree with you. We are venturing into dangerous territory here with that
It's
topic.
gotten way too bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Horror
look at this
game
game.
has-
All these buildings and lighting and all this stuff looks so real. You're going to be walking into walls for 90% of the game, but it looks good when you're walking into it.
Horror game has shitty
You can
graphics
see the
and
fucking cracks
shitty-
in the concrete.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
No one cares.
That's exactly what I want.
But anyway,
No.
besides,
I'm looking at you, Homefront.
I don't
Right?
I don't really care what the next setting of the Call of Duty game is. I'm not going to buy it, and I'm not going to fucking play it. So who at this table is going to buy or play the next Call of Duty
I'm just-
game?
I
Like,
wasn't even planning on it, no matter
just-
what they announced.
It just
Exactly.
hits me like in my 2007 self, like because Infinity Ward was at the top of their game back then, and now this is what they fucking
During your MySpace
yeah,
phase?
but the fact of the matter is they peaked at that point,
exact.
and they've been slowly going downhill ever since.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change. They're just going to continue to go downhill.
Yeah.
They're done. They're as a company, they're done.
Yeah.
Well,
They'll slowly,
Jesus Christ, Sean.
they will slowly
Wow.
slip into mediocrity, and they'll become.
I'm taking
Unknown
everything off the
name
table
company.
next week.
Yeah,
for
they'll-
Sean.
they'll
He
become-
can't have
they'll become-
anything. I'm done.
But anyway, enough about garbage video games in this podcast. Let's talk about something else more interesting.
Shadow of Mordor 2 got announced.
Woo!
Not
Woo!
necessarily- okay, I was going to say, not necessarily announced, more like leaked.
Yeah, well, what's not leaked nowadays in the video game world? So.
Jeez, no, sorry.
Final Fantasy 15's release date
Sorry.
was leaked at 12 to 14 hours before the event actually even happened. So
Yeah.
But the Shadows of Mordor 2, somebody put their acting on it on a resume, kind of confirming air quotes that it will be a thing.
It's presumed that they're going to announce something at E3.
Yeah.
So
I
who
mean,
was?
it's not
It was a
surprising.
hugely popular game. The mechanics were
It was a great game.
Like,
I mean, I only
I-
played half of it, but as what I played, I enjoyed.
finish
I
the
am-
game,
I
dude.
got bored because I killed every single enemy in the game, and it was just a blank
It's-
screen of
You
cats.
played it in a weird pacing, though.
Yeah.
You went a little crazy.
It's Lord of the Rings meets the Arkham games.
It's
Like
exactly
I'm saying,
what
I
it is.
enjoyed it. I didn't understand the concept when I killed every orc and uruk that was a captain in the game, and it was just a blank screen, and I was like, well, I guess I'm
What do I do
the
now?
I guess I'm done now.
He beat the game.
I
for
guess,
Honest-
I
You have
guess
a
I'm
problem.
the ruler of the world.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how big is your erection for this game, Logan?
It broke the table.
Oh.
You need new
I'm
pants.
sitting at the table. It busted through.
I'm gonna
No.
guess it's gonna be a good game. The first one, I mean, it was great combat.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome combat.
I love
it's a
everything
great
about
game in
that.
general. It's like Assassin's Creed and the Arkham games had a baby.
Plus, the
Which
AI
was
remembers
awesome.
everything.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, the Nemesis, whatever. Not
The
Nemesis.
Nemesis,
Was it
yeah.
Nemesis, yeah.
Nemesis.
Where the killing one person or doing one thing would change the people over here and how they would perceive
Yes.
you, and that
And
was,
if they
that
killed
was
you, they
pretty
would
slick.
remember it.
Yeah, they would be like promoted to a higher rank. Yeah, that was crazy.
I still haven't finished Shadow of Mordor yet. I've gotten about probably 20% of the way through the game. I
I'm
do
about
need to
halfway
finish
through.
it.
And you've had it for how long now?
Pretty long time, but if you fucks wouldn't keep encouraging me to buy stuff I can't afford and to play games that,
Hey, I hear you.
you know,
I
play
have a
games
shit
that
ton
are
of-
brand
shit ton of
new.
games I haven't beat.
Mass
but,
Effect.
It's
That's
even,
both of you?
it's even worse than that. I mean, I haven't even beat the first
You have-
Dead Space.
Matt-
And I own the. I think I own 1 and 2. And
I
I
haven't
own
beaten the first
one.
Dead Space either. I own it, but I haven't beaten it.
The worst
Well-
part about that is I'm the one who told everyone to buy Dead Space.
Well,
in the
you're
first
in luck.
place.
You know why? Because that game is going to be for free on Xbox Live Gold next month.
Woo!
Yeah. So you get Dead Space 1. What else did you get?
Do you know what else is going to be free on Xbox Live Gold next month?
What?
Fucking Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah.
That is.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? I am so happy.
I'm
That
not
was
gonna lie, I'm pretty upset by that. That
Why?
game only came out like 6 months ago, and
Bullshit.
I bought it for $60.
It came out. It was a launch. game,
No,
wasn't
that it wasn't. It wasn't a launch title, but it was pretty close.
it? Yeah, that's been
Okay,
out for over a year.
We'll go with like
It's
Over a
been
year.
out for
10
over a
months.
year.
We
It's
have
been
the
out for
internet.
over a year.
We will find this.
Yeah,
whatever.
They have
Nonetheless, it went from $60 to free in a very short amount of time.
No, it wasn't short.
it was not short. No way.
No other game goes from $60 to free that quickly.
I don't know about that. It came out in 2014. I know that.
October
much.
28th, 2014.
There you go.
Well over a year.
Well, yeah. Your
1
argument's
year
invalid.
and 5 months.
Well over a year. Almost a year and a half.
I mean, to be fair,
That's pretty quick to go.
to
from
be fair,
full
yes,
price to
I
free.
will agree with you on that.
But
Like,
what's wrong with that?
I paid full price.
Well, deal with it.
Fucking
God damn
deal with it.
I want that Games with Gold to refund me all my money.
But you get, but anyway, you get Dead Space 1, you get Saints Row 4, right?
Yeah,
Saints Row 4.
Those are the 360.
That's the
but
360.
You can also now get on your Xbox One just on the console. You don't have to go through the dashboard or the
Yeah.
website anymore, or
So,
however you did.
so as long as it's backwards compatible, and so you don't also have to have the disc, also, correct?
if it's games with gold, you just download them straight from your Xbox
There you
One,
go.
even if they're 360 games. You can
Yeah.
download.
Games with Gold is kicking the shit out of PlayStation Plus next month.
Oh,
What
They're
is it?
literally
Oh.
kicking the shit out of PlayStation Plus. Okay, so, and keep in mind, you're talking to an original PlayStation
I
member
won't
of the
deny
podcast.
PlayStation Plus has had better months than Xbox, though.
They have.
Very
back and
true.
forth.
Very
Especially at the
true.
beginning.
No, I wouldn't say back and forth. I've never. I still own an Xbox 360, and I've looked every month at the free games with gold for Xbox 360, and not once have I ever seen a game that I ever actually wanted.
Who gives a fuck about?
There's been a few in there.
only on the Xbox 360.
Like
right
there
now.
was a Tomb Raider game that got released.
They did
There
do
was-
Tomb Raider, the
There's
relaunch
been
from
there's been some
2014 or
games in
whatever,
there
yeah.
that you probably just missed.
They had Thief was
But-
on there for a month. They've had some good.
I will say-
The Walking Dead season 1 was on there.
Yeah, with
I
the
don't
fo-
care
with-
about those
No,
games.
that's
With
okay.
the-
You don't have to. But
with
you
the
can't
four-
say that they're
Dude,
not
I was
good
happy
compared to
about
whatever.
that.
Games
well,
with
I mean,
Gold was
I can't 'cause I haven't
significant-
played
It would
it.
be your opinion if you want. Yeah.
Well,
Games with
I just
Gold was
don't care about those
significantly
games.
far behind Sony when they were originally doing everything. But Games with Gold has definitely taken
Oh,
stride.
this month, it's a no contest.
We just
like
took a dump on PS4's games.
friggin' like PlayStation 4 for April. Get this, it's Dead Star, which I know nothing about, and Zombie, which was like the worst Wii U launch title ever.
Oh, Zombie.
Nobody cared. Yeah, Zombie U, pretty much is what that was, which nobody cares about or gives a shit about. So yeah, screw that.
I think it's funny that started out as a Wii U title that got ported over to Sony, and like,
Well, regardless, so Games with Gold. So for those of you, that aren't aware of the other two games, Saints Row and Dead Space will be available on Xbox 360, and Wolf Among Us and Sunset Overdrive will be available on Xbox One.
also,
Pumped for Wolf Among Us.
huh?
I said pumped for Wolf Among Us.
I don't.
I
give a
want to
shit.
try that game. I love Telltale games.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to try that interactive cutscene? Is
Exactly.
that what you want to
Exactly.
try?
A lot of people like them.
I
don't
like.
know.
If they got Game of the Year,
It did very well.
That's what people were complaining about 3 years ago, is that there were too many cutscenes in video games, and now that there's games completely revolved around cutscenes,
I don't know
and
who
nobody
would
cares
complain about
anymore.
that, especially for a game that's probably was pretty cheap when it released to begin with, and is now free.
it's $5 per episode. Like, what do you got to lose? You get a good like 3 hours
you
of
pay
gameplay
way
for that.
more than that for like a DVD season of an anime. Like goddamn, Rurouni Kenshin, very popular anime, is like $60 for the first season, $80 for the second season, and $70 for the third season. You're spending fucking $300 and some dollars.
Yeah,
$200 and some dollars for 3 seasons of an anime.
that's pretty lame, but so is interactive cutscenes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay, hold on.
And first of all,
I'm curious
it's
about
not
this though,
only
because
interactive cutscenes.
no.
There are interactive cutscenes and gameplay with QuickTime events.
but you can
Yes.
you can play a game.
there's actual gameplay.
There is
Yes.
gameplay, yes.
But you can play a game and interact, or you can watch a movie and sit there and just take something in. Why can't there be a bridge between those? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It's just something about it, because like for if you're playing a video game, that implies that you're being incredibly interactive with it.
Doesn't have to be a game. A game is just.
It's not a game.
A game is such a broad
if
spectrum.
there's no rules,
you can't call it such a narrow.
Hold on, Josh.
it's not a game if there's no rules. It's not a game if there's no end objective.
Josh, think about all these classic point and click adventure games from the
these
early
games,
90s.
Most of these games have decisions that you make that affect the outcome of the game.
They all do.
Therefore, there is an end result that you're playing for.
Yeah.
Because you might make a decision that you regret, and you end up going back and replaying the game because you want to see what happens.
You're just like, oh, that sucks.
I mean, these Telltale games have become insanely popular. There's The Walking Dead. Then there's The Walking Dead Michonne.
Then there's Game of Thrones. Then there's The Wolf Among Us.
I'm gonna read you the definition of a game. Okay.
According to what?
According to fucking Merriam-Webster. So the definition.
I don't trust that
do you
guy.
know what Merriam-Webster is?
The dictionary.
Yeah, the fucking dictionary.
Dictionary for.
Okay. No, the dictionary. Okay, the definition of a game is a form of play or sport, especially a competitive one played according to rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck. Are skill, strength, or luck involved with any of those Telltale games at all?
Yes, you
What
would
do you
be
consider-
completely handicapped and not be able to complete the QuickTime event.
And what do you consider?
Well, and hold on, no.
I'm just saying.
You could have like.
Well, when you
I mean,
play a
this-
game, if you're holding a controller, what do you consider using skill? Is it the time of a button click? Is that considered skill while holding a controller?
No.
What
Okay,
about
but then what about if you play a different game and you have to pull the trigger at the right time if you snipe somebody? Is a shooter not a game?
what about decisive action?
I'm all-time devil's advocate.
Okay.
I'm trying to make you think about that.
Okay. You do have a point. You
Decisive-
do have a point there, but really though, what's as far as the interactive QuickTime events? I mean, just pressing a button at a right time every 15 to 30 minutes. That doesn't really require skill.
Well, there's a lot more
That
than 15 to
requires
30
you
minutes,
paying
right?
attention.
Hold on. Decisive action, critical thinking. That's kind of what the skills that these games are trying to cater to, I feel like. Because like you really have to kind of sit there and like, okay, this is an actual problem. I have to find a real world, quote unquote, real world solution to get through this problem.
So was it like Mass Effect where you get as much time as you want to make the decisions that you need to make?
They're timed. Like it's
Some of them are timed, right?
Some of them, actually, most of them are timed
Yeah.
because it's based on like your critical thinking and like quick, decisive action. That's like I consider that to be skills. That's what I mean. I would be with Logan on this one, playing devil's advocate. So it's something real world that you can utilize in your everyday life. That's a skill that you.
You mean like decision making skills?
Decision making, essentially. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, whatever. I mean, say whatever kind of skills you want to build from those games as you want. I think it's just kind of a cop out and something cheap compared to.
Okay, but I mean,
I think it's cheap. I think
It's
it's
only
a
charging
cop-out.
like 30 for a full game.
Not
at
even
least.
that.
Well, I'm not
I
even
think it's
talking
expensive.
price of game. I'm talking about like what you consider to be a video game and
Minecraft
what.
exists,
God
so
damn
this
it,
doesn't
Sean.
even matter.
All that noise is just gonna echo.
Do you remember the amount of skill that it took to play a game in the 1980s and the early 90s?
People
and
consider
what
Minecraft a game. Minecraft is
Minecraft is a game.
Absolutely.
Oh
It
my
absolutely is
you
a
have
game.
not played nearly
In
enough.
every way, shape, and form, it is a game.
Yes, because beating on dirt all fucking day to make a goddamn house is playing.
That's
a game.
shocking.
It's a
He's the one
sim
that
game.
digs massive
It's a
holes.
sim game.
It's
a-
not even close to like you can't even compare it to an actual Sims game. Like it's
not
that
Sims,
it's
a
that
simulator.
dumbed down. That's what I'm saying though. It's that dumbed down.
You build
for
shit.
3-year-old children. That's what Minecraft was made for.
Actually, rated E for everyone includes ages 10 and up. So you're talking
Not
about
even.
10-year-olds.
It's like 6 and up.
3-year-olds.
It's
Literally, if you're alive, you can play this game.
That's what I'm
It's for you.
saying. It's so dumbed down that babies can play it.
Can your
I
baby
doubt
play
that.
it?
Probably. If
I want to
had
see
it
a
with fucking
video.
Controller.
I want to see a video.
If I
Post it.
if
Post
I
it when you get
owned
home.
Minecraft and I gave her the fucking controller,
You can download the demo for free. Download it. Download it.
Absolutely
I want
not
to see it.
doing that.
On
Of course he won't, because you know she
I do have
can't.
360.
Because you know she can't play it.
I played Minecraft for 10 minutes on 360 and never played it
That's
again.
not enough. That's the problem.
I dug a hole straight down, died, and I was like, nope. I'm done.
That's not your baby.
Be
Play
better
it.
at Minecraft.
Gee, Logan, it sounds like the time I played with you for the first
I
time.
left him in the cave.
You left me in the cave. You left me in the cave to fend for myself with like minimal gear. It's like, okay, have fun. And then I got attacked by zombies.
Anyway, my point is that it's not that I get that people play video games
You
for
can't
stories
consider
sometimes.
a game like those Telltale games not games and Minecraft a game. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
they're
yes,
so
you
terrible.
can.
They're so
Yes, you
different.
can, because you have complete control.
Wait a second.
So
wait
do
a
you
second.
consider
Wait
playing,
a second.
Do you consider playing with Legos in real life a game?
What about the Telltale
Because
Minecraft
that's what Minecraft
game?
is.
Oh my god!
It
mind
can be
blown.
if you put rules on it. There are rules on Minecraft. are there
Minecraft
not?
is a
What
survival
rules
horror
are
game,
there on
too.
Minecraft? That
Sean-
certain materials?
Sean
are
just
same thing
ended
with
the
Legos.
argument. What about the Telltale Minecraft game?
Yeah.
The worst of both worlds.
Actually,
right?
a new chapter of that released
Is
this week.
there really a Telltale
Yes,
Minecraft
yes.
game?
It's a
Yes.
like
It's
it's
a-
a story mode. Minecraft
Okay,
story mode.
well then yeah, it's not a game.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, moving on from Minecraft,
I'm done.
whatever makes a game
I'm
a
done
game.
arguing.
Microsoft is still making it rain with fucking backwards compatibility titles. They just
Dude, I
announced
know, right? Fucking Halo Wars, fucking Left 4 Dead 2.
Soul-
Yes.
Soul Calibur
Are you
2.
shitting me?
Pretty pumped about Halo.
That's pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Halo Wars and Left 4 Dead 2.
Disco's the only reason I beat Halo Wars because I was stuck on a level and he come in and we just fucking rolled through the rest of it.
Dude, my buddy Alec has an uncontainable erection right now. He was actually ranked number 2 in the world on Halo Wars. So I'm sure
What?
he is very pumped about
Halo
this.
Wars was very fun.
I
I actually never really got into the multiplayer, but now that it's being released for backwards compatibility, I might just jump in for fun.
Is it
I'm gonna
better?
buy
Why
it.
not?
I'll
Why
buy
wouldn't
it.
you?
Every title that's backwards compatible, you can buy off of the Xbox, the Microsoft.
I wish
store,
you could
so.
just like get it for free off of the store if you own it.
I agree with that. I think that should be a
Well,
thing. If
if
you've
you-
already bought it, you should be able to get it for free.
If you have the disc copy, though, can't you just
You
put it in
can
your
put
Xbox?
it in your Xbox. I just mean I'd like a digital version.
Yes.
Like
that I
if
can
it was
just
in your
download.
library, you could just like
I agree. I think that should.
Well,
be
isn't
a
that
thing.
kind of what they did? Like, if you have any kind of save data whatsoever,
They're
Part
still
of the-
charging like $20 for
The
games
part-
that are like 6 or 7 years old.
part of the reason they would do that is so you can't go buy it from a store, download it, and then return it. That's why they
I can
don't
see
allow
I
it.
know, but I mean, if you already have all these games in your library when the game is released for backwards compatibility, it should just like pop up in your system as a
They can keep
Even if you
track
have a
of
disc?
that.
digital version.
Even if you own the disc,
If you have the game in your library when it releases.
Exactly.
But do you
If
mean
it's
digitally or physically?
Well, it would be able to register that either way.
But if it's a
Exactly.
physical, if you own a physical copy, what's stopping someone from going and buying the game, downloading it, and then returning it?
What I'm
That's the
saying
thing,
is
is
that if you
They
have it,
they paid for the game, and
You have to own-
most of the places that sell video games don't offer full refunds.
you have to own the.
That's not Microsoft's problem. Their problem is that if you download return it, then they don't get the money. It depends on the situation.
You have to own the game before it releases to be able to get a digital download version of
That's
it.
what I-
That's indisputable. Which means that
You
if
can buy it after the fact.
That's,
No,
what I'm saying
it's
is,
it should
if
be
you
that
owned
way.
it before it was
It should
released for
be that
backwards
way.
compatibility, it should just be a
it
digital
should be a
download.
free digital download if you own the game. If it appears in your achievement library and like all that shit before the game releases for backwards compatibility, you should be able to get it for free. That's all I'm saying.
gotcha.
That would be nice because I
It
don't
would
want to
be
have
nice.
to put all these Xbox 360 games in my Xbox One and have to go through that whole boot process every time I put a new different 360 game in.
If you do own it digitally already, that does happen. So
No, I know.
Yeah.
I have lots of 360 games.
Yeah.
digital.
they do just show up. Yeah.
I'm just saying it would be nice for all the disc games that I have on 360 if I could, even if it just meant putting them in my Xbox one time and getting them digitally.
That would be like. Well, that still defeats the purpose of buying the game. Microsoft is still.
They're
You're
not
not buying it.
losing any money. Like this money is already in their pockets. And if somebody goes into the store and buys the copy to get the digital version, they still had to buy the game. They're still getting their money, whether or not they return it to the store. Because the store, I don't know of any stores that give full refunds on video games.
There are
By that time, it's the brick and mortar store that actually loses the money.
There are stores that do like the. I know like Gamers is a local store here where we live.
Like 48 hours or something
Yeah,
like that.
they call it like try it, buy it, deny it or something like this.
They do
GameStop
that
does
because
that
they're
too.
garbage stores and they need money.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, Gamers is a shitty fucking
Gamers
business, but
is
But
But-
terrible
GameStop
business.
does that too. GameStop offers
GameStop
7
is
days.
also a
On
terrible
pre-owned
business.
only.
pre-owned
Pre-owned
games
only.
only. Like
Pre-owned
if you,
only.
you buy the game, you
New
try
games
it,
you can't return
you don't
if
like
own
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You can trade in for half the cost.
Right.
Yeah, spend $60, trade it in for $30.
yeah, exactly.
Unless there's a deal and you might get an extra 10%.
Whoa, yeah, do tricks, monkey. But they also announced this one. I'm fucking stoked for.
And this is going to give... Well, Josh has already got an erection over this. So.
The original 2 Turok games for N64 are being remastered.
Josh turned into a 12-year-old girl.
God. No.
That fucking cerebral bore, though.
Oh,
Dude, I
I
hope the cheat
can't-
codes are still
I
active.
I cannot tell you how fucking excited, dude. Turok was my favorite shooter on not 360, but
Fucking
N64.
Oh.
Turok was the shit.
Remember when we all bought the Turok re-release on Xbox 360 and played it?
Don't remind me.
No, that we won't talk about that.
It was hilarious.
It was a standalone game that tried to like bring back Turok, and it was not the same fucking
It was
game.
hilarious.
Like since when is Turok a space marine?
Remember the multiplayer? Wow.
I felt like it was like a super slow paced
Such
first person
failure.
Gears of War. That's what it
Wow.
felt like, and it was not.
It was really funny how bad it was.
It was not acceptable.
I played it for a few weeks.
Well, hopefully this will be better than...
Well, if they're remaking the original game, like why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, but it better be better than Nintendo 64 graphics is all I'm saying.
Well, if it's remastered, I would assume so. I would
Well,
hope so. That's
let's-
a minimum expectation.
Let's fucking hope so.
Well, that's fine. Yeah.
But anyway.
So
people get offended easily.
they do
Fuck you.
over a picture of some ass cleavage is a good way to describe it.
Fucking vegan feminist.
We are offending every group possible.
Wait.
Like,
Okay.
okay, yeah, Sean, you got this. What's
Fuck
So-
your dickless vagina
So-
safe space.
If you run
What does that
into...
even mean?
Hold on. So if you run in... God damn it, Josh. If you run into a Vegas feminazi in public, which one does...
Vegas?
I should have said meatless vagina safe space.
Vegas, like vegan feminist.
If you run into a vegan feminist in public, which one does she tell you that she is first?
We get it, she vapes.
Yeah, she probably vapes too.
Well, anyway,
That's-
our point in all of this is the fact that Overwatch recently came under fire over a certain character
An
pose.
over-the-shoulder victory pose. Showed too much ass.
Apparently,
Somebody watched it happen and went, ah, ass!
which is apparently the most offensive thing you'll see in video games nowadays.
No, there's a character in Overwatch called Widowmaker who is straight up just...
Tits and ass.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what video games are. Welcome to video games.
No,
they didn't want to
Have you ever
sexualize
heard
this
of,
character.
Dead or Alive beach volleyball?
Overwatch is
Oh,
so
God.
Top 10
mild.
game of the year.
It's the most mild thing compared to some of the games that are already out on the market
Why are
that
people blowing
weren't.
this
I like-
topic up and
Why?
not
I
all
like
the
I like
other
to compare
100
like
games?
from what I've seen with Overwatch. I like to compare it to Unreal Tournament without the blood and gore.
Did anybody bitch when Grand Theft Auto? Well, of course, people bitch about Grand Theft Auto sex scene, but what about God of War sex scene? Did anybody launch a petition for
The
that?
best response to this is when a new group put up a petition to remove guns from the game.
It's
So-
a first-person
So,
shooter.
okay, no, wait. so that they could have a first-person shooter that all families could love. And I'm pretty sure first-person shooters require guns. So, can't really be a shooter if you don't have guns. Your petition is retarded. You are retarded. All 4,000 and some people that signed it are retarded. Congratulations.
And
Good job.
Overwatch
Good job.
is rated T for teen, which, you're old enough to know what an ass is, I guess. Like, I don't know what the...
It's not even like
There
it's
are
a
like
naked
12-year-olds having sex now.
Well,
How do you not know what an ass is?
It's not even like it's a naked ass.
Or at least that's
It's
what
just
Worth
an
tells
ass.
us.
Oh my god. That's the worst. That is the worst shot yet.
I'm going to hell for
Shots
that.
fired.
I'm going to hell for that one.
Oh my
Pretending that
God.
wasn't said,
I
Sean.
didn't know I was Brian Stars.
Shots fucking fired. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Shut up and kiss me.
Nobody will understand this. Too many inside jokes.
Somebody will understand.
I hope somebody understands what we're talking
Sean,
about and comments.
You don't know.
But anyway, it's rated T for teen for blood, use of tobacco, and violence.
Okay.
Doesn't mention anything sexual at all.
Yeah.
The people who make the rules to sell this stuff
Have
didn't even have a problem with it.
determined that there is no sex in this game.
So I don't...
It's not even sexualized. It's the
like,
backside
did
of
they
a person.
first off, it's like, do they have a
Did she say? Okay, I haven't actually seen it. I can see a picture of it.
It's not like
But-
the character is turning around and like,
Did-
stick a thumb in my ass.
Did she smack her ass or shake her ass in
Like,
any
she-
way?
all she is-
Because if not, how is it sexualized?
She's
It's
just
the
standing there.
backside of a female character.
She's just standing there, like she has a formed butt, and it's kind of telling me that these people have a problem with the female body. Essentially.
Likely, it was a fat.
Why is there not a walrus character to represent us?
It was likely.
I'm not getting
fat
laid.
woman.
I'm a land whale.
It was likely a fat woman. There was no cow characters in the game, and they
Now
got
we're
upset.
offending another type of person.
So have you? I mean, if they're hailing so much fire and brimstone over this, have you guys seen Chun-Li's alternate outfit in Street Fighter V? How come there was no?
What's
Have
that
you
rated?
seen Melina's outfit?
How
from
come there was no
MK9?
ban for that? I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure that's
ribbons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if they're mature-rated games, I mean, people have even less room to talk about.
Street
them
Fighter
because they're fucking
V is not
mature.
mature.
That's all.
That-
I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's.
don't know. If I
Did you
do,
see
though.
the
It's
MK9 outfit of Melina?
It was
Exactly.
ribbons.
It
Ribbons.
was literally just fucking ribbons of fabric.
So, but here's the thing, and I think that it's just a problem with our society. Like they went crazy over the fact that there was like a pose in there that they were offended by, and Blizzard went ahead and changed it, and so now they're like, "Oh, let's go ahead and just run with it. If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk." So let's
It's a
just
good book.
It's like
let's just freaking run with it and just like change the whole game and just cry about it until they do. So
well, it's like
Before
any
you know
more.
it, Overwatch will be Techno Kitten Adventure.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And it's like any more of these groups are coming out like with this stupid fucking sense of entitlement, like think like, oh, since we're like a fucking special group, you have to cater to every single need that we have.
Good job
every
for
single
being
demand.
pussies, Blizzard.
Yeah, like fucking
I'm
Blizzard.
surprised they caved.
Here's the bottom line: if you don't like something, you don't have to buy it. If you
Yeah.
don't like a product, or if a product doesn't suit you, or if you don't feel like it suits your kid, don't fucking buy it.
And your
Why-
bitching is not adding any sort of value to society. You're just perpetuating the cycle of hate and corruption that's going on with whatever the fuck problem is that you have with this world.
I think this conversation's escalating.
It
But,
is.
but anyway,
it's
listen,
getting out of hand.
but-
I just
the world.
I think this transcended into a completely new topic. But like I said, here's the bottom line: it's rated T for teen. Okay, if your kid's not a teenager, don't fucking buy it for him. That's the bottom line. If you
Oh,
don't
but-
like the game, don't fucking buy it.
in closing,
But don't subject us to your fucking stupidity because you can't fucking handle it because you're on your damn period. So anyway, are we up to closing here on the podcast?
yeah, we are getting to the point where we're about to wrap up. So I mean, it was a relatively good week for news. There was some good goings on in the industry, I think.
Next Thursday, I believe, we can all talk about if we get it. I will have it. If we can talk about Quantum Break.
Yep.
I think, yes.
I'm gonna try to get that game.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna at least get my hands on it somehow.
I'm gonna wait until
I don't know anything about the game. I haven't watched any clips, looked at any info, or cared in any way, shape, or form because I don't have any money or time to play any more games.
Hashtag dad life.
Dad.
Quantum Break will not be in my gaming library.
This is a single player game, so if you have time, you can get it in the future.
I'll just buy it in 3 years
That's fine. That's totally fine.
There you go.
So,
I'm gonna wait
when it's
until
free on Games with Gold.
yeah, I'm gonna wait until you guys get it, and then after I hear what you have to say about it, then I'll probably make a decision on whether or not I'll buy it. I watched a few trailers over it this weekend. I'm actually really excited about it. It looks
cool.
like a really awesome game, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy it on launch or pre-order it or anything.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
not like it's Doom or Final Fantasy 15.
that's
So.
true. We're all pre-ordering Doom.
Yeah,
right?
Except
Right.
no.
I can't help it.
But also,
I'm going to also
I am
just
gonna
to
pre-order
spite the rest.
but also, if you
I
guys,
honestly hope that you buy the game and you take it out of the disc, put it in your Xbox, and your Xbox explodes.
That's strange.
didn't that happen?
Explodes sexually.
Didn't that happen on
Right.
launch day?
No.
I thought I saw some. I saw some
it
videos.
explodes so
They're all
big that it
fucking
takes out your TV, your controller, like your controller in your hand explodes, and every
Just
piece,
shreds my hand.
every video game that goes to your Xbox One just automatically explodes, and your whole life is ruined.
I remember. I did see a couple.
That's
like
really harsh.
I did
don't
see a
know
couple
why you
midnight
wish that
release
on me.
videos like of the Xbox One when it released, like of them basically like shorting out and just being completely fucking useless. Like this guy had his camera set up saying like, "All right, guys, we just got back from buying the Xbox One. We're gonna start it on for the first time." And it just went bzz, 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 like shut it off, and like they're freaking out. It's like okay, so
I wonder how many other circumstances caused that to happen because
Oh, I booted mine up
99%
just
of
fine.
them.
yeah, no, like
99%
I'm just saying,
My
it wasn't
day
a,
one Xbox works.
I'm just saying
to
it
this
wasn't
day.
it wasn't a widespread problem, but I just think it's funny that there were a couple that
I
happened
even
to.
turned mine off 3 or 4 times accidentally during the startup process, and I had no
fine.
problems out of it. So.
Yeah,
But,
it's
uh,
funny how you don't have to touch the button. For it to work.
The initial startup process
Yeah,
too,
you
like
don't-
the
you didn't
setup
notice that?
phase.
If you put your finger close to the button, it will act like you touched it.
Interesting.
Yep,
It knows.
it does.
It's like you're teasing his G spot pretty
It's
much.
becoming too smart.
It goes off a little too early sometimes.
You know a
Anyway,
thing or two about that, don't you?
what?
I'm good.
Anyway,
Or at least that's what Worth tells me.
God. Ugh, okay, I'm gonna move on from that.
Here's the bus, here's you.
Anyway, okay, so if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we announced that we were having a contest. Once we hit 700 Instagram followers, we were going to give away 3 months of Xbox Live. We hit that milestone and then some. So I can't thank you guys enough. Like, we all thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We all thank you for participating and like
Thanks.
contributing to our content and keep like coming back for like everything that we're doing.
We're
Can't thank
all
you
incredibly vulgar and insane, but we like the fact that you like it. So
Vulgar
thank you.
essentially. So yeah. So
in
we
the
did.
morning.
So we did hit
God damn it.
in the morning.
Todd and Tyler's leaking into this podcast.
So we did it 700 followers, and we haven't picked a winner just yet, but we'll announce it either on next week's podcast, and then we will announce on our Facebook page, on Instagram, all of our social media channels. So once you announce, get in touch with us, and we'll make sure we get you your 3 months. If you don't talk to us about it, then we're going to move on to our next winner. Just listen to our podcast, keep checking back. Make sure you get in touch with us because we want to get you your prize. Yeah.
Podcast 22 is done.
Podcast 22 is over. This is Nate.
That's Logan.
I don't know why we do
Logan.
the ending names if we do names at the beginning.
I don't know.
Sorry, Pat.
Just in
I
case
don't know
people
why we do
forget.
that.
My name's Pat.
My name's Pat.
Patrick.
What is true?
All right, fine. We're fucking done.
Bye.
Alright, guys. Episode 22. God damn it, Sean. Fuck you. That's episode 22 of the Friendly Fire Podcast. See you guys later.
I live here. You're making a mess. This is my character sheet. Oh, God. Damn it. Josh